This is Steve Ridgel, and I'm just going to come right out and say it. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, and that's painful to say. Now, I'm old, and so I've liked the Cowboys for a long time. I kind of grew up in the end zone of the Cotton Bowl. My best friend and I would often ride the bus after church on Sundays down to and watch the Cowboys, and then ride the bus back in time for evening church. And I've watched the Cowboys a long time, and I've seen them win a lot under Tom Landry, under Jimmy Johnson. And now I've seen them lose a lot. And actually, they win a lot. I mean, they win a lot of regular season games. They just can't come through in the playoffs. Now, I want to say it's the coach, but we've had a number of coaches over the last 30 years, and none of them have gotten very far since Jimmy. I mean, you had that little one-time exception with Barry Switzer with Jimmy's players, but after that, hadn't had a coach that can do it. Hadn't had a quarterback that could do it. Tried a lot of quarterbacks. Some of whom may have been pretty good, they couldn't do it. Same owner, but lots of teams have the same owner and they can do it. Our problem probably is the same general manager. Jerry's the general manager, and he's a great fan who has a lot of money and knows a little football, which makes him a terrible general manager. But here's what I really wanted to say. Let me tell you some things that are true about the Cowboys. Number one, you are what your record says you are. Now, that's a true axiom in sports forever. You are what your record says you are. The Cowboys win most of the time in the regular season, lose badly in the playoffs. They are not a competitive, clutch team. Their record is what it says it is. 3 out of 4 or 4 out of 5 years you'll make the playoffs. One of those times you'll win one round, and that's it. Words don't really matter after a while. We all knew what Jerry was going to say. We're so close, nobody hurts more than me. I will get this fixed. And, of course, it's the same thing the next year. We all knew what Dak was going to say. This is on me, blame me, I've got to play better. And he will all regular season to the playoffs. Say what you want to. Use whatever words you want to. Words don't mean much when you realize the words are always the same and the results never change. And that's a hard thing to figure out. And the other thing you need to know about the Cowboys, as much as it hurts, they are an average team living on past glory. Jerry thinks they're relevant. And in terms of for a fan and in terms of football, they're not. Now, if you know me, you know this really is a channel about me and Jesus and my faith journey. So you're wondering what in the world all this has to do with Jesus. Oh, I think churches can learn a lot from Jerry Jones and the Cowboys. Number one, what you are is what you are. Oh, you can think you're something different. You can say all the right words about how much you love Jesus, how much you love people. You can say the right words always, but what you do talks about who you really are. You can hang around Christians and tell who they really are, no matter what they say. You can hang around churches and find out what they really are, no matter what they say. And a lot of churches live in the past. I know a lot of churches, 50, 60, 70 members, used to be 250 or 300, and they want to know how to get back to the glory days, which really may not have been so glorious. You know, don't live in the past. Figure out what's going on now. Say the right things, but boy, walk the talk. Everybody hears that all the time. You know, they talk the walk or they don't walk the talk or whatever you want to say. Here's the deal. Talk about Jesus and then live Jesus, and don't live in the past. As individual Christians, don't live in the past. So I'm a Cowboy fan, and as long as Jerry has the team and stays in charge, I'm probably doomed to watch us do well in the regular season, get killed in the playoffs. But it's not that way with Jesus. And for that, I'm thankful.